Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking and expanding on the previous video that we made this week about golfers and certain stretches and exercises that you can do to make sure that you perform really well with your golf game, but also that you prevent some injuries.
And it's also getting to that time of year that if you don't live down south like us in Florida, that spring is here and golf season is coming up, and your activities may have been limited due to different climates that you live in. So it's really important to prepare your body, because if you haven't been doing something for quite some time, that all of a sudden the weather starts getting nice and you want to be playing golf all the time, that's when injuries happen, when you've gone from nothing to the weekend warrior.
Right. Alright guys, so first we'll get right into it, but first please subscribe and like this video. That's gonna help the channel a lot, and also click that notification bell so you could get the next one as soon as we post something, so you get your weekly tips. So let's get right into it.
So one of the biggest areas that you want to really work on and maintain mobility as well as stability is going to be through your hips and pelvis. As you know, you never want to power through your stroke, so you want to really use your core and the proper rotation through your hips and weight shifting through your legs and your lower extremity in order to get the best swing possible. So it's not just strength and stability, but it's also the mobility in those joints as well. And we often lock up and get very tight, especially in this region. So there are a couple active stretches that are important to do, and just mobility and different strengthening things that you can do. So since I'm on the mat, I'll show you some of the ones that you can do just lying down. One of the best stretches for your pelvis and lateral hip is going to be the figure 4 stretch. So you cross one knee over, you take your opposite leg, you use this arm on the knee that is bent, and apply just a little bit of pressure, and you pull up, and you should feel a stretch all through this region. You want to hold for 20 to 30 seconds and then do each side. Also, bringing your knee up, reaching, you want to turn, so this is a good one for your thoracic spine, your low back with rotation. You apply a little bit of pressure, and then you turn and look towards the opposite side, and you'll feel a great stretch all through here. Also, always with all activities, our hamstrings are always very tight, and it's a great area that you should always keep length in. Some of the active stretches, so they've actually become even more mainstream and more important, that people do active stretches. So they're actively increasing blood flow to the muscle, doing movement with a stretch. So one of the ones that I particularly really like this isn't just for golf, it's for running, it's for biking, it's for all movements. You want to bring your leg out at an angle, turn your toe out, and then you swing up and back and kind of hold it for a second. You should feel the muscle right in your tush contracting, keeping upright, and just going back and forth. You want to do 10 to 20 on each side to really work those hips. Also, doing hip openers. So you stand on one leg, you can hold a counter or something for a little bit of stability. If you're on the golf course, you can take your club and use that for a little bit of stability. You want to bring it's like you're drawing a circle with your kneecap. You bring your knee up and then around. Now notice I'm not rotating out. You're pulling your belly in, up and around. So you're creating stability as well as mobility just in the hip joint. And same thing, do 10 on one side, switch sides, and do it a couple of times. So just really opening up that hip, working some of those rotators. Those are some great stretches to work on your pelvis.
Some of the short videos that we made this week, we spoke about a couple things that you could do as far as stretching for the upper extremities and for the lower back. Those needs to be opened up to and stretch out. So you have your golf club or you have a regular stick, can even be a broom. So you go a little bit, you hold the stick or whatever you have with a little bit wider than your shoulders, and you do the flossing, you go all the way back. I have big pecs, so it's restricting my motion. So you go as far back as you can. You could also do some side bending, kind of stretch the sides. You do it a couple of times, and you hold it on one side, you cross the legs over on the other side, and then you do this as well. Remember to take deep breath in and out while you're doing these. Deep breath and then exhale. Now another thing that you could do, especially for your hamstrings, you could hold the golf club like this. You go into a lunging position and then you step back and lean back. Just kind of sit down on one leg and the other one is fully extended on your heel. Then you try to touch the opposite toes. It's a really good stretch for your hamstrings. You could place your golf club behind your shoulders and do some twisting for the lower back before you start swinging. And you do it multiple times on each side. So these are simple and easy, and you could do them standing. All you need is a stick, or in this specific case, you already have your golf club, so you could swing really well. Yeah, that was good. That wasn't proper golf technique, but you get the idea.
Great stretch to be able to do that you can do on the course as well is that your IT band stretch, which is a muscle that crosses both your hip and your knee, so it's involved in a lot of the motions. So the leg that you're stretching is your behind leg. You want to bring it behind the opposite leg, turn your foot in, that drops your fibula, which is the bone on the outside of your calf, to try to achieve a greater stretch. Then you push your hip towards that back leg, so towards the leg that you are stretching, taking nice deep breaths, and hold it for about 20 seconds, and then complete on both sides.
All right, guys, so this was your quick tips and stretches for your week and for your golfing game. And again, if you have any additional questions or you have anything that you want us to add for the next video, just click down below in the comments and write us a little something. And again, subscribe and like the video so we can make even more content. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I remember when I was playing with your dad and then I swung.
Yeah, you almost ended up in the middle of the...
I know, and I thought the ball was all the way up and it never left.
Yeah.